So this is the review of one of the, honestly, favorite wings so far. Let's check out the Vayu EOS V3.
Welcome to Matt on Foil.
So if you pack up your Vayu EOS, you have the backpack with two options. It's extendable. If you want to leave the boom on and pack everything together, you have this nice big bag. And compared to other brands, the straps for the backpack are actually up here. So you can actually wear it. Yes, here on the legs, you have to take care a little bit, but it's not up here and falls down. So really, that works really well. But as Vayu has this click boom, you don't even need that. It's very quickly made even smaller. And you know, as I am traveling a lot and I have kids as well, so they bring stuff as well. This, with the boom, you can stick it in just, you know, you find a place for that. And the small package here of the backpack is really nice. So this is very well engineered, very comfortable. And yeah, let's see what else they have in the bag. So there is a leash included. I'm gonna talk about that. Here you find some other stuff, some repair kit. You have, you know, all the things that you get with all other wings, like repair stuff for the different sales parts. And you have the hose if the connection from the front tube to the central strut falls out. We have for pumps another adapter. And if you were to need to open the valve itself, you have a tool as well. So if you get it out of the box, that's what you get. Now, when you order that wing, there's a lot included. You have a beautiful backpack, which is extensible, so you can pack it very tightly, or you can pack it with leaving the boom on. But what is also super nice is that click boom. And honestly, first of all, I didn't get it, why you need it. But after seeing how easily you can take off the boom, and it saves so much space if you take off the boom, I really understood, well, this is a wing that really is thought through. So let's check out the EOS from Vayu, the V3, and let's see how it feels on land. Thank you to the team from RideEngine for sponsoring the chase of the wing. Their electric pump really helps me out a lot, and it inflates wings quicker. I pumped up to 9 wings with one charge, which is incredible. It is incredibly gusty, unlike Zurich as usual, but in the gust it's pretty nice. This is my first session with the Vayu EOS V3. It feels quite stable. It feels like an easy wing, like kind of a beginner's wing maybe, because it is easy for me. So that's really nice. It feels super stable, like it goes where you want it to be. You don't have to make big adjustments. Like, it stays in that area where you want that wing. Maneuver wise, turns pretty well. Yeah, it's like an easy wing. Let's start with that. Let's see where it takes us. And there's a little gust coming. I don't want to miss that. And talk to you soon. So if you pump it up, you immediately see, well, that front tube is pretty thick. How is that cope on the water? But when you lift it up, it is pretty light, very nice. The boom, also pretty nice, and it is more stable than most other wings I've tried so far. Maybe it is because the boom, the attachment is very close to the central strut. If you have other wings like the PPC, like the Tacoon, they have a lot of space between the attachment and the boom, which makes it twist a lot. And this is super stable. So here, a super direct feel already, even though the click boom, at first I thought, well, this is probably a bit wobbly, but it's not at all. It's super solid, and that's super comfortable. Also, it is pretty soft, but not mushy. Like, you don't lose a lot of contact, but it's still a super comfortable boom. So the boom, first thing, super nice. Now, this is a one pump system. You have the hose that connects the front tube to the central strut. So it is very quickly to inflate, which I honestly like because I don't have too much time to get on the water. And if I have time to get on the water, then I want to profit 100%. Thanks again from RideEngine, who's kind of sponsored that segment. They sent me one of their electric pumps, the Mini, which is so nice. You can just turn it on, fix your foils, prepare your foils, and then when you come back, your wing is inflated, especially with that one pump system. The free fly handle is also a textile handle, but it is kind of thickened. There's some things in here that makes it more stable than others, a little thicker, super comfortable. So also the free fly handle, even though it is not the largest, is more direct than others. And in the back of it, you have some neoprene, so some soft parts. This is going through the whole review. This is comfortable, and so is the wing. But before we get out on the water, let's check out the leash. The leash has this elastic in a fabric, which is super small. It doesn't like hang on the bar. The extension is good, and you have a Velcro here that goes further than others. Neoprene inside, super comfortable. So the leash works super well, is nice, and is included. Now when I first took it off and I felt the boom and it felt comfortable, I thought, well, this moves a lot in the back. Like the canopy felt like, well, it is not super stiff. Is that even, gonna perform enough? But that is made on purpose, I'm sure, because this actually makes getting up on foil easy. Maybe it is with the front tube, the thick front tube, and the canopy, but it is balanced out. It works super well. The kind of canopy that moves a lot is probably actually a feature and not a bug. What you can see here, the windows are huge. And even though, it can be debatable if windows are good or not, but still, having a little more spatial awareness of what happens on the water, that's just nice. So kudos to Vayu for making big windows. But let's take it out on the water. Let's start with taxiing. When you get that wing, you feel, wow, this is light. It's not the lightest of all, and it feels like they have a bunch of different materials, but they are organized in a way that it really works. Like it feels super light and it turns very nicely as well. But let's pump on foil. Let's see if I can pump it. Sometimes I hit the water just a little bit with the tips, but it was actually not that big of a problem. And if the gusts came, this thing pulled on foil very well. So like I didn't have to do a lot myself. Some pumps, and like the low end is really good basically. What was astonishing with that wing, and that's just like probably for me one of the main things, this wing knows where it wants to go. Let me explain. So if you're foiling around and a gust hit, this is kind of a no event. Sometimes they pull you off foil somewhere, sometimes they steer downwards. This one just stays where it needs to stay. If I jibe, if I make a high neck and jibe or a race jibe or a tack, this wing always goes to the spot where it should be. So there's not a lot of rider input needed. You can easily just fly that thing one-handed, easier than others. And even performance-wise, this thing flies fast enough. This thing flies upwind enough. So does this wing have it all? Well, the question is, well, if this wing is that good, is the price gonna be super expensive, right? Actually, no. This is under $1,000, which I think, again, makes it very competitive. So it is comfortable to get on foil. It is comfortable to make maneuvers. The accessories that you get are very well thought through. So is there anything that I didn't like about this wing? This is really hard to say. Like, the only thing, and that might be a stupid thing, is maybe the colors. The gray and like darker yellow one is just a little bit, I like punchy colors. And if the colors are the only thing that makes this wing not the best, then, it's really not a problem at all. So the Vayu EOS 3 in 5 meters is a really great wing. It is great for beginners or intermediates like myself who just enjoy cruising around, trying a few maneuvers, not, you know, going to the extreme, not go racing, not go jumping, but just like for cruising, this thing is a banger. I highly recommend this one. And if someone were to start winging, I would give them the Vayu EOS 3. Yeah, I think that's it with the review. I mean, Vayu for me at this point stands for comfort. Their Parawing, the Pyro 5 meter, super comfortable. Their wing here, super light, also super comfortable. So yeah, I can highly recommend. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to see the other reviews I did, here you can find the review of the Tycoon wings, which also were pretty good, but also very cheap. Here you see the Fly Surfer review, and there are more reviews on the playlist down there. See you guys in the next one.